Good morning. Do you love seeing birds in your backyard? Would you like to see more of them? Sheryl Caine is the owner of Wild Birds Unlimited, and she's here to show you what types of feeders, food, and plants will actually attract different types of birds. And she's going to tell you how to get involved in a very important backyard bird project. So first of all, tell me what that's about.
Yeah, the Great Backyard Bird Count is taking place the 15th through the 18th. This is an event that's actually now become worldwide, but very, very important in the United States for people to go out in their own backyards for a minimum of 15 minutes anytime during those days.
Okay.
And they can do it for longer if they have time available, and to just sit down and count the birds that they see.
It's kind of relaxing.
It is very relaxing.
Now, it helps scientists in the long run.
Yeah, it helps the scientists determine bird migration patterns, what birds might potentially start to become endangered, and also where we need more habitat for those birds.
You are the expert to bird watching, and I never thought of this as such an art. I mean, my grandfather has, I can't even count how many bird feeders he has in his yard, but I constantly see different types of birds. Now, this is North Carolina, but from what I hear, Ohio is like the stopping point.
It is.
Like, what, Canada and Costa Rica?
Sure, yeah, we get a lot of birds that migrate, excuse me, that migrate up through from the south, and they stop here because of the lake. It's a great feeding area for them before they continue their migrations across Lake Erie and up to Canada, and then they hit us on the way back as well in the fall. So we really have an opportunity to attract a lot of really beautiful birds to our backyards, not just the ones that are here all the time that we see, like cardinals and robins, but we can get orioles and other birds that come in through the spring.
Okay, there's many different elements to attract birds to your yard, so I want you to show me a couple.
Sure,
it's like, what do we throw out there? We know bird seed, typical, but there's
different kinds of seeds. I brought a few samples with me today. There's different blends to attract different types of birds.
Yeah.
And we use them in different types of feeders. Some feeders have very small openings for birds, say finches, and they like to use what we call thistle or Niger seed. We've got blends to go into these other types of feeders, which will attract your chickadees, your nuthatches, the tufted titmice, birds that are in this area year-round. And then something that's kind of fun, if you want different birds to come in, maybe you're saying, oh, I see the same birds all the time, you can feed them a little treat. This isn't going to be their staple. This isn't going to be your big 50-pound bag of bird seed that you're pouring into the feeders. But this is going to be a treat, like, say, freeze-dried mealworms are really attractive to bluebirds and to wrens. And then this is one of my favorite foods. It's a little tiny food with a really big name. These are called Jim's Birdacious Bark Butter Bits.
Jim's Birdacious Bark Butter Bits.
Yes, and bark butter bits are
how do you go in the store and ask for that?
They are eaten, it's a mouthful, but they are eaten by over 100 different species. I mean, the records are amazing on what birds like bark butter and like them in this bit form. And you can mix this in with your bird seed, or you can offer it like a little treat like this.
That looks like candy.
It does. It's all it's missing.
I like it. The birds are going to like it for sure. Binoculars are very important.
Very important, yes. You can identify the birds up close that way, really see who's coming in. Look for those markings, those eye lines and wing bars. Helps you really identify the birds. And having a good field guide is also a really great way to
if you don't know what you're
looking at. What you're looking for and what you're looking at. And the bird books will have little maps in there to let you know if you're on the right track, if you've got the bird that is really in our area.
I want to throw up a couple of pictures that we have of some of the popular birds that are in here. Tell me which one is
that? Is the black-capped chickadee. He's eating out of this particular feeder right here.
So cute.
Yeah, he is he's a native to Ohio, here year-round actually, and really a cute little bird. Absolutely.
And our next one?
That is a hairy woodpecker. He's eating rendered beef suet out of a tail prop feeder. Notice how his tail is balanced below?
Yeah.
That feeder helps him. It replicates how he eats on a tree by propping his tail for balance when he's excavating insects and larvae.
So not only is it important to know what kind of food that they eat, it's important to know the right bird feeder to buy.
Sure, absolutely. It's really helpful. Tufted titmouse, one of my favorites. His little tuft isn't up that much in that picture, but he's just grabbed a seed off of a hopper feeder. And a lot of people will ask me, they'll say, oh, I have this miniature cardinal in my yard because of the tuft. They think it's a little cardinal, but he's not. He's another native bird to this area, the tufted titmouse.
And I want to mention, before we wrap this up, you've got a beautiful poster full of birds that all in Northeast Ohio.
Absolutely. If you don't have a field guide and you want to do the bird count this weekend and you are worried that you're not going to name the birds properly for the scientists that you're reporting to, this is a free bird identification poster. You can pick this up at your local Wild Birds Unlimited store. Just stop in. in and ask for one, and this will give you a really good idea of what's going to be in your backyard for you to count during the Great Backyard Bird Count.
If you have any questions or you need more information or you need to go in and purchase a few things, Sheryl is the lady to see. You're located where?
I'm at the North Olmsted store. We also have a store in Bay Village, Strongsville, Mayfield Heights. There's one in Cuyahoga Falls and Sandusky.
And again, it's this Friday through Monday. Go out bird watching. That would be so much fun.
It's a lot of fun.
I'm going to take it up.
You should. You should join us and go counting this weekend.
There you go. Thanks, Sheryl, for coming in. All right, time now is 8:48. Now, you don't have to chug an OJ